Hello everybody, we are the Geeks and Degenerates. I am Enzo. This is my forever co-host John. Today we wrap up our 80s lineup with Back to the Future 2. Can't believe this franchise started almost 40 years ago, and now the sequel takes place, well, most of it takes place in like 2015, a good chunk of it. And I'm like, time, what a bitch sometimes, you know?
Yeah, the distant future of 2015, which is 9 years ago. Just like, where's the flying cars? Where's the expanding pizza?
Yeah, I
Where are you
mean,
at?
we did get a lot of 3D movies for like a long time, and then
3D's a gimmick and it's dead. All
Yeah.
we have is IMAX now, and how loud it is in like SM South Mall.
yeah, we had other gimmicks now. They're, in my opinion, better, like surround sound, Dolby Atmos.
Like the seat like spits at you when there's like a water scene.
Yeah, even that gets tiresome, but like it's better than just 3D everywhere. But yeah, again, like I don't know why people don't like this as much as the first one. I do like them as companion pieces. Like I do love Back to the Future 1 and 2 together. They feel like they should go together along with 3.
It is really, in my opinion, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm actually a little bit surprised a lot of people don't. Like,
Yeah.
what do you want? Like, is it that they wanted to go back into the future? And it's kind of cool that we went, to the past, went back to the present, and then went straight to the future.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I never saw like a big this is a big turnoff. This is not what it used to be.
Yeah.
Kind of feeling.
Yeah, I know the critics score for this one is like 68, while the first one is like high 90s. Yeah. I mean,
Really?
I do like the first one a bit more just because it just feels so like, oh, this is the first time we ever did this, and let's see how it goes. Kind of like the first Star Wars.
I guess, but I do remember that there is a review out there somewhere. I forgot who did it, where they kind of said like they weren't really a big fan of. Oh, they just redid the first part of Back to the Future 1, but in the skin of pretty much 2015, which is like him with a hoverboard instead of like a regular skateboard, him fighting off Biff and stuff like that. But I was like, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I don't mind. Well, you mentioned Biff, and like for most of our childhood, actually, like he reminded of us of some like a certain political candidate for U.S. elections this year, and we were like,
we're we are not qualified to talk about anything political, especially something that's not in our country.
that's true, but at the same
I
time,
will agree. It does look like him,
yeah,
the hair and everything,
Yeah.
and the building with his name on it. So
yeah, and like it's a great villain. Like there's nothing about him that like throughout the 3 movies that you're like, this is such a great villain for this movie. Western him, first him in the first movie. Like
yeah, like there's like bully him when he was in the 50s, bully him in the 80s, and then there's bully grandson version of him.
yeah,
And I was like, okay. I will say though, rewatching this, Biff is a highlight.
yeah.
I do like this actor who plays Biff. Is he in anything else? Was he in like Starship Trooper or something?
I forget, but yeah, I do agree he's pretty good. Like I do love his interactions with his older self, and he's like, "What you talking about, Grandpa? Make it like a tree and get out of here." And he's like, "Leave, just leave."
Leave! Like even his older self was just like, Jesus, I was an idiot.
Right? And the whole plot device is like something that is today is like so relatable. I'd be like, yeah, if I was Biff and I saw that, I would give myself an almanac to win everything.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like if I had all of like the records of like all the lottery numbers that won in one book,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna be using that thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna I'm gonna be very stupid with my money, but also maybe give some to charity. I don't know, but like as people say, it is kind of immoral to be a billionaire.
Yeah. Nowadays, it is funny how things change from like the 80s to now. Back then, you were like, "Oh, you're a billionaire, good for you." Now you're like, "You're a billionaire. Who the fuck did you exploit?"
Right. But anyway,
Yeah. Anyway,
let's not dabble into
yeah,
what
too
we would
deep.
do if we had $1 billion.
Yeah, but the same praises I would say from the first one is that I do love the chemistry between Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox as Marty and Doc Brown.
Mm.
Like I
Yeah.
think they are just fantastic together all throughout this entire trilogy. If I'm being honest, like there's not a single moment where I'm like, that was kind of a weak moment for them. No, I'm just like that. Maybe that's why I don't see why two isn't as celebrated as one, because I'm like, still him and Doc Brown. They're still having fun. They still have great
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually a thing. Like they never have like the typical chemistry that like a friend dynamic in a movie would usually go through. Like, oh, they're friends. Oh, there's a falling out. Oh, they get back together.
Yeah.
No, they're just helping each other just like get through. Like, it's your grandson. We need to help your grandson.
Yeah.
Let's go to the future. And by the way, yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this in the first review that we did for Back to the Future. We never get to find out why they became friends.
No. Same.
No.
Yeah.
Like how did they become friends? Like I get it that if Doc was like, "Hey, I met a kid back in the 1950s, and he says he's in the 1980s," I'll try to find that kid. I don't know how you start that conversation.
Right. Like you told me back when, and Marty is not like, who the fuck are you? What?
Hey, nobody said anything about stranger danger and a crazy old guy who's probably hitting 40 or 80
Yeah.
and has a lot of money for some reason.
I do like the fact that Marty's future self, Marty's in the same position his dad was in the first movie. And like the future's not really secure at all, and you have to work for it. I like
Yeah,
that.
and like, yeah, you just had to race that bass player from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Right, that was fuck.
Yeah, that was Flea. I was like, huh, this
Huh.
guy looks familiar.
Yeah.
He's also in Star Wars, oddly enough.
Yeah, he's in Kenobi. And
Yeah.
yeah, and like this movie this still has great stakes, and like the effects still hold up. Like there's not a moment for me where I'm like, well, that's kind of lame. I just like watching these movies. Like we don't have anything to complain about 1 and 2 and 3, because I do like the change from modern to old western settings.
Hmm. Yeah, and like, even though they do go back in time and they get like this dystopian present
Yeah.
that they got, and like they just had to find their way of like, oh, trying to get the almanac back and put it right back where it was.
Yeah.
I was like, this is still fun. This is still like good in my opinion, and like it still flows. If you watch 1, 2, and 3 all in one sitting, it's in my opinion, it's kind of like just a TV show that's maybe 8 episodes,
Yeah, definitely.
6 episodes. Sorry, did my math wrong.
Yeah, definitely. And like, it's not afraid to go dark either. When like you find out that Biff killed Marty's dad, and like it's with
Yeah.
his mom, and you're like, well, shit.
Yeah, and the man's a kind of an abuser.
Yeah, and you're like, of course you are. Also, like, I forget who else was in this. The girlfriend doesn't do much. I know she's Elizabeth Shue from The Boys, season 1.
The girlfriend doesn't really do a lot. Like,
Yeah.
even in the third one, she's still asleep. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
she's yeah.
what is
Yeah.
like what is the point of like having her around? In my opinion, besides Marty having a girlfriend
Right.
to show us that he's not a loser kind of deal.
Should have stuck with the Karate Kid. But yeah, I do like. I remember the first time I saw Back to the Future 2 and Doc just disappears. I'm like, but there's another one. Netflix says there's another one. What do you
I
mean?
was like, wait a minute. And you know what, dude? I fucking love it. I know we haven't done it yet, but I do love the third movie. It's like the first Back to the Future, third, and then second.
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah.
Okay.
like the third one, in my opinion, I like. Come on, just imagine if you were sent back into the Western world. We'll die in 3 days, but like, that's kind of cool.
Right? Like we don't have no DeLorean to bring us out of that timeline, so we'll be like, well, I'm fucked. Shit.
Yeah, like if we don't get shot by a gunslinger or a robbery, we'll probably get TB or something. I don't know.
Probably. But yeah, that's been our. I guess this is our short video for Back to the Future 2, just saying how much we like it. Like, if you haven't seen any of them, please do yourself a treat and watch them.
Agreed.
But yeah, what would you rate Back to the Future 2?
I rate Back to the Future 2 like a solid 7 out of 10. Like it's fun and like, damn it, I kind of want to give it a higher score. Nah, keep it at 7.
Okay.
Like, it's a fairly fun movie, and sure, it's not the first one. I get the appeal of the first one. It's like a whole new concept, whole new way of telling the story. They kind of redid a couple of things here that
Yeah.
I guess that is a bit of a turnoff to some people, but the plot still thickens as you go through the movie, so it's still fun.
Yeah.
And like everybody did well. Like Marty and Doc, Biff became like a big highlight in this movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, and we transitioned to the third movie, which is set in like the 1700s,
1800s.
18 would it be 1900s? I don't know.
Yes, you're correct.
Yes. All right. Anyway, yeah, set in the Western time, and it's just a fun ride all throughout. And I really can't wait for us to do like the third movie because I do want to rewatch that.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I really can't see giving this thing, personally for me, anything lower than an 8. I just really like the two movies, and yeah, I gave the first one a higher score. But like I still like watching this as a set. Even the third one, I do like the Western setting as well, and like I am glad myself that so far no modern studio has picked up Back to the Future to redo it. Like it's now, I don't know, Marty's now a female lead, or like Doc's now like something else, and you're like you're pandering to modern audiences, sure, but like some things you just gotta leave alone.
I would like for them to revisit. I wouldn't mind if like a studio picked it back up and like was like, oh, we want to do another story for the Back in the Future, maybe universe, but please don't replace legacy characters.
Yeah.
Like like let we could have like a whole new story, same universe, and like Marty and Doc can just be on the sidelines, just be like, they'll appear for a bit and they'll say hi, they'll probably help with the situation, and then go.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't mind if like they gave us like a female lead or anything like that.
Yeah, someone who can
just sorry,
stand on their own. Like they don't have to be like redone. They can be a new character, and like let's see where they go from there.
Yeah, and like that's pretty much it. Like, I wouldn't mind. I really wouldn't if we get more Back to the Future movies, but just like and it'd be kind of cool, like seeing it in the girl's kind of point of view, going back into like
Definitely, if they did like a Top Gun Maverick sequel, I wouldn't mind that. Just keep
like
universe fresh and new. Yeah. But yeah, that's been a review for Back to the Future 2. What are your guys' favorite entries in this trilogy? Is it 1, 2, or 3? If it's either, please comment down below. But if you like our videos, please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok. TikTok to see your best and funniest moments, Spotify to hear us on the go. Individually, I'm Anne's Wolf on Letterboxd and Zoda's Voices on TikTok. Where can they find you?
You can find me at JomJ_ on Instagram and is my account.
And until the next one, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.